Hey fellas, Rusty coming at you. Today we're going to be taking a look at what's called an Ole Smoky knife. Now this one is made in the USA. So the Ole Smoky Knife Company was started by John Parker, and he went into business with a guy named Kevin Pipes. Kevin Pipes, I think they both went on to open what we'll call Smoky Mountain Knife Works. That's become the world's largest knife store. So they began Ole Smoky as a knife company in 1972, selling knives out of the trunk of their car and at flea markets. Does that sound familiar? Well, that's how Case started. W.R. Case. Then 1978, they founded the Smoky Mountain Knife Works, the store. This one, I believe, I should tell you that the Ole Smoky knives, and we got one heck of a stepping there, were made by a variety. You might have some made in Germany by Bolker, some in the US by Camillus, which is what a lot of people try to credit the trapper, the Ole Smoky Genuine Stag Trapper, which I believe is a Parker. I also believe this to be a Parker, and people try to attribute this to a Baron's son. But if you know what I know, Parker Knives was kind of a father to Baron's son. And, so it has a half stop there. And if you find a Parker Stockman, you're going to notice this same blade style. This same grind, the same clip point is on the Parker Stockman. I'm going to bring out a case. I shot this video already, but my information, I didn't like the way it was presented, so this is a reshoot. In fact, I had some wrong information. I thought that James Parker was part of Ole Smoky, and it was John Parker. So I have some stag out here for you guys to compare. This, as I mentioned, is Genuine Stag, and that's 47 from Case, is one of my favorite carries, favorite size. Now when we're up here, oh my fellas, I paid $32 for this, and I paid $56 for this. And this is a synthetic man-made handle, and that is Stag. So, okay. And now I do like a 47, but I'm getting stepping even right there. Not so bad. That does have 3 springs though, so it's kind of nice. This is an interesting one. Has a half step, or excuse me, a half stop, although it is a bit weak or lazy. Kind of a short, you know, you gotta dig to get in there. Another look at the half stop, plenty of stepping there. Ooh, a little bit of stepping right here. How's that? Oh, good strong spring, fellas. Good strong spring. So let's compare spade blades. We'll probably have a lot of similarities. The Parker most likely is going to have a stainless steel. One of the interesting things, like I said, I believe he went to Parker Knife Company. That would be John Parker and Kevin Pipes. And one of the things about the Parker Company is all the collaborations that James Parker did over the years. He did a variety of knives in Japan. And because of that, he was able to source stainless steel from Japan, which would probably be Oz 6 or Oz 8. And therefore, he was bringing a steel, you know, we got 420 over here in America, and that's what, if Queen used stainless, oftentimes it was a 420, you know, 440A and all that. But potentially we could be looking at an Oz 6 or an Oz 8. Nothing exceptional on the steels. I do like Oz 8 better than the 420 and or a 440. Interesting thing about the Japanese, they've actually been making knives and or steel longer than us. Consider those samurai swords, 1300s, 1400s. America didn't even exist. This bone may be a little, you know, the pin. Oh, another thing we're going to talk about. So the pins here, look at those. There's no pins, cover pins. It's just the one pin for cover kind of the springs and the covers. So it goes through and allows those springs to fulcrum. And I don't know, just a little, it could be just a touch better. But if you can find these, again, $30-something compared to 65. Maybe you could do a little work yourself. You can come in here. This one's been actually smooth. But this one, oh, yeah, not bad. But I do think you can, if you can get something in there and just grab that off. I almost want to try it right here. So, don't have a, what do we call it, my trapper, but you can go check out a trapper video if it's out yet. I have an Ole Smoky trapper, and it's gorgeous, and so go check that out. That's Baron Son or Queen, modern day Queen Stag. This is Rough Rider. Now you can see, so I don't know how you would jig it to look like that, but I do think you can jig it to look like this. Almost, you know, I think these are advertised as genuine Stag. There's my early 90s Queen. It's a Winchester made by Queen. And you can see this side is not that pretty. So if you see this knife someday and Rusty tried, what I'll do is put some, what do we call them, little worm grooves in there, and I'm going to try to throw some dye on there. I think it's Febrine's leather dye, and make it brown or dark brown. So put a little bit of jigging in there, maybe burn the ends, and that's how it compares to a sow belly. And this is how it compares to the 47 pattern. So it's very, very similar in size with the 47. So, all right, guys, I think we'll be done for today.